The simple unit can be partitioned into three areas separated by a plexiglass vapor barrier: the control, growing, and water processing areas. In the following animation, an overview of each of the areas and processes will be presented. The simple control system is composed of a microcomputer, microprocessor, controls power distribution, and sensor arrays. It monitors growth of the plants via a camera and sensors, and controls actuators and sensors that regulate the water processing assembly and the growing setup. The growing chamber houses 4 microgreen trays hydroponically irrigated with the distilled water from the water tank. It is outfitted with LED lights and fans to regulate temperature and humidity. Access is through the plexiglass door on the side. The simple water processor takes solid and liquid human wastewater and processes it into clean distilled water. The process used is vapor compression distillation to lower the boiling temperature of the wastewater. The distilled water is held in a water reservoir that further disinfects with UV radiation. The digester tank is used to transport and hold the raw wastewater in the simple water processor. 2 valves placed on either side of the tank prevent contamination to outside sources and the user. Once installed on the cam lock valve, the lower valve is opened to allow flow into the peristaltic pump. The peristaltic pump serves 3 purposes: moving the raw wastewater, preventing backflow, and maintaining vacuum in the evaporator. Vapor compression distillation occurs in the evaporation and condensation chambers of the water processing assembly. A 15 psi vacuum is pulled on the nested evaporation chamber. The vacuum lowers the boiling temperature of the water to boost efficiency and mitigate smell. The simple system innovated on this concept by including an auger in the process to continually clean the heat transfer surface between the evaporator and condenser. The vacuum pump pulls water vapor through the auger and discharges the vapor into the condensing chamber. Within the hollow shaft of the auger is a sleeve filled with activated carbon that mitigates smell and filters out particulates. The discharged water vapor condenses in the exterior shell of the vapor compression distillation assembly. The process of condensation is an exothermic reaction and releases energy back into the evaporation chamber through the heat transfer surface. Vapor condenses on the walls and pools into the base of the condenser. The solid waste scraped away from the heat transfer surface is dumped by the auger into a chute leading to the sludge catcher. The solid remnants are stored in the sludge catcher until ready to be disposed of. Condensed distillate is pumped from the condenser to the reservoir. Disinfected water is pumped from the reservoir to the growing chamber. One pump serves these 2 purposes, with a series of manipulations from the 4 control valves. The water reservoir performs 2 functions: water storage and ultraviolet disinfection. When a batch of water is collected in the tank, the UV light turns on and disinfects the distilled water within the tank. The simple system is an innovative take on existing water recovery and compact plant growth technologies. The system closes the water gap and fills a micronutrient gap in a long-duration spaceflight.